Two things to remember when you're looking at a problem like this is one, take an extra breath, right? It looks a little intimidating when you see a bunch of words and you don't see any numbers anywhere and you're taking a math test. Two is also remember you don't have to do the problems in the order that they provide them, right? You can pick and choose your battle and go where where your energy is best spent. So, problems that might intimidate you or look a little rough at first, it's okay to come back to those later after you've crushed everything else you really know how to do well. So, you got to be useful, mindful of your time, and remember that it's about getting the most right. All right. So that being said, we got to attack problems like this because they're really not that bad. You just got to know how to break down the language. So we read through this. A disease spreads among a population of P wolves. So we've got a population here of P. I always want to know what my variables represent. At a rate of, and so rate is an important word to remember because that's always going to be talking to us usually about a derivative, some sort of dy dx. And then the big important word on this one is this one here, proportional. So you'll either see them use the word proportional, and if we're talking proportional, that's when they told us that it would be y equals k times x situation, where you've got this constant being multiplied. Whereas they could also say something like inversely proportional. And that would be something that looks like y equals k over x. So if you look down at your page right now and you saw in the answers anything that had the k value sitting up on top and your equation on the bottom, you would kind of know that's probably a trap answer because this one is talking to us about it being proportional. So what's it proportional to? It's proportional to the product of the number of wolves who have the disease and the number of wolves who do not have the disease. So we need the product of those two things. Then the other piece of this that they're talking us through is they're telling us real fast what W is. W denotes the number of wolves who had the disease. Which of the following differential equations could be used to model this situation? So they're all have the same derivative to start with. So there's really no helping us out in that situation. That is going to be our population. So how much our population is changing, that's our rate portion right here. Proportional tells us that we're going to be in this y equals kx. Well, our y is the dy dx, and the other side of this is our k times x. That's the proportional part right there. Then when you read through the rest of this, you got to look for keywords. Product meaning multiply, sum meaning add, difference meaning subtract. So you got to look for those keywords for add, subtract, multiply, or divide. So product is telling us we need to multiply, and they're telling us the two things we need to multiply. So we need to multiply the number of wolves who have the disease by the number of wolves who do not have the disease. So you'd come through and you'd say, okay, well, I got some of this. I got the dw dt. The k is always there. That's a constant. That's what where the proportional piece comes in. And now I need to put in this equation here. So this is where the product comes in. The number of wolves, they told us right here, W denotes the number of wolves. So that's the number of wolves. And then when we come to do the other piece, we need a formula for the number who do not have the disease. And so when we want to find who does not have the disease, what you would say when they don't give you, we know what our variables are. We've got P, which is the population, and we have W, which is the number of wolves who have. Well, if I've got the total population and I know the number of wolves who have it, the ones who do not have it would be the total population minus the ones who do. And so that's where that's a bit of logic they expect you to be able to work out. The total population minus the number who have it gives you out the number who do not have it. So then this would be the product of those two things. So W times P minus W. So the words seemed a little bit rough, but when it boiled down to it, that's actually all they're looking for here. That would be your answer right here. So when you break down these problems, remember rate means derivative. Proportional or inversely proportional is telling you how you want to set up the problem. And then from there, you just read off the math problem they're telling you to set up. Multiply these two things, add these two things, do whatever they want to those two things. Thanks for watching my video. If you liked it, please click that like button and subscribe. And also share it with your friends and anyone else you know who might be crying about an upcoming AP Calc test. You can find more videos from me, more sample AP Calc questions, and my complete AP Calc study guide over at my website, apcalcprep.com. Have a great one.